In today's Python Pandas video, we're going to be going over how you could randomly sample your data frame. We're going to show you different ways how you could do it with rows, columns, and a mixture of both. But before we jump into the code, I do want to say that this is kind of an important concept to pick up. If you're getting into this the first time or jumping through the Pandas series, you might think it's nothing and skip over it. But there is a ton of use cases when you're working in real world data for random sampling, especially if you're going to go into hypothesis testing. You're going to be taking a look at some data for proof of concepts and much more. So this is a skill set that may not be asked in interview questions as much, but it is something that you should probably learn and be pretty familiar with. So with that out of the way, we're going to start coding in Google Colab. Grab your notebook and let's get going. All right, guys, let's get going. We're going to start off by importing pandas as PD. So import pandas as PD. We're going to import a few other things as well. And that's just to generate the data for this video. So import random. We're going to also import string and import numpy. Now, here's the deal. You don't need to know how this works. We're literally just using these to generate data for this video. Specifically, we're going to take a look at merchant accounts, and if they are fraud or non-fraudulent, we're going to just sample from that, going through different approaches. So copy all of the code to get our data set. The link is going to be down below in the description for the article on this video, but just copy it. You don't need to specifically know how it works. So because of that, I'm literally just going to copy this in over here as well. So we're generating merchant IDs over here, and then we're going to grab a total number of records, right? Then we're going to create our merchant IDs. What I will say is 20% of the records will be fraudulent, 80% non-fraudulent, so 100 fraud, 400 non-fraud in this data set. We grabbed our merchant IDs. We're going to label these over here. Great. So those are labeled. And then lastly, we're just going to create our data frame on this side of things. This code you should know, right? All we're doing is passing in dictionary, merchant ID, and then is fraud. So copy all of this code and let's get going with the meat and potatoes of this video. We're going to actually start with one last thing and just show you the head on here, just to show you what our data looks like, right? Merchant ID randomly generated, and then is fraud over here. Also randomly generated, again, 20% of the data is fraud, and we are good to go. So let's start off with example number 1. So we're going to say is example 1, sample 5 random rows. Now, one thing to mention, and we're going to go in over here and say df.sample, right? Super basic, so .sample. We're going to say 5 rows, so we're going to use n equals 5. And then what I recommend is when you randomly sample, you set a random state. Now, what a random state allows you to do is reproduce those specific results, right? And you want to do that when you are pulling random data, especially if you're going to try again at a future date, or if you want someone to check over your work, right? If you don't put a random state in there, you cannot reproduce those results. So what we're going to do is put random states, and we're going to use the number 11 for this video. No idea why I chose 11, but I did when I created the code. And you can see over here, we have our 5 results, right? The merchant ID, and then is fraud or not. We have 4 of these that are not fraud, 1 of these that are fraud. So there we go. Over here, we have the index here as well. And you can see where these are at on here. Remember, your index by default is going to be a number. It starts at 0. It goes to n minus 1. If you heard that weird sound, that was me accidentally hitting my keyboard with my hand. But regardless, here we go on that side of things. It is that easy for our first example. But what I want to do now is show you percentage-wise. And let's do example 2, random sample with percentage. Okay, and let's write this out. So what I'm going to do over here is df.sample. We'll say n equals 4. So n equals 4. We're going to have 4 rows this time. We'll say ignore index equals true. So we're going to say that. And then lastly, let's do a random state again. So we'll say random state is 11. So sample, right? Number of rows, ignoring the index, and random state. And what you'll see is now we've reassigned the index 0 through 3, right? Because again, our index over here starts at 0, so we're not going to, and goes to n minus 1, so you won't see 4 on this side of things, but we do have 4 rows. And personally, I find this a little bit cleaner than this, unless you wanted to go back and see the specific index that you were grabbing the data from initially. But that doesn't matter to you, and you just want to randomly sample and reassign these index numbers. That is how you could do it. All right, so what I want to show you now for our 4th example, so we'll go over here to example 4. We're going to do a sample with replace, right? And what this allows you to do is have the same row multiple times in our data set that we have sampled, right? So if I put over here, let me show you how this works. Sample with replace, we're going to say allow same row multiple times, right? So that is a little bit of a distinction, right? You can say df.sample. We're going to say fraction equals 0.1. We'll say replace equals true, and then random state equals 11. And I'm going to do just a sort index like that. And we're going to see if any of these are the same. So we'll just go over here like that. And let's see. So 23, 27, 34, 37. Actually didn't do this in my example code, but you can see over here 91 is repeated. Whereas if we didn't have this replace equals true, we would have no repeats. I'm actually just going to copy this over to my sample code really quick, so that way it's updated in the article. But yeah, so we have that one that is repeated. Let's see if anything else repeats. 125 is repeated. We keep going down over here. And I'm sure I'm missing a few, just going through really fast, but 326. And you get the point, right? So if we put replace equals true over here, we can get the same result multiple times when we sample. Now, typically you want to have only one exact copy when you sample, but there is going to be some use cases when you would want to have a duplicate row. So that is what you'd use replace for. All right, next, and this one's actually, I think, a little bit more important than what we just covered, but this is assigning weights. So example 5, assign weights, right? And what you want to do specifically is assign more of a weight to something that doesn't appear as much in your data set, and less of a weight to something that appears more if you want to have a balanced sampling from your data set, right? So just to give you this case, right? In this data set, we have 20% that is going to be specifically fraud, right? And then we know 80% is going to be non-fraud, right? So what we might want to do is assign more weight to fraud. So we'll say assign more weights. And then over here, we'll say assign less weight, right? And let's do that. So first, what we're going to want to do over here is create a new column. And we're just going to call this sampling weight. So we'll say sampling weights. And we're going to say this is equal to df. We're going to have is fraud over here. Is fraud. And we're just going to apply with a lambda function. So apply. And if you don't know how apply works, it allows you to pass a function over here. So we're passing a function to is fraud. We're creating a new column over here, which is sampling weight. Have a full video on apply as well as lambda functions. But what we're going to do over here is lambda. And we're going to say x is 5 if x equals 1, else 1. And what this is going to do is going to assign the value of 5 to anything that's fraud and 1 to anything that is non-fraud, right? And this is what we're going to use for the weight in this assignment. So what we're going to do over here is that I said weight in the assignment. I meant to say weight specifically in the sampling, right? So anything that's a fraud has a weight of a 5. Everything that is not fraud has a weight of 1, right? Again, we want fraud to have a higher weight when we're going to be sampling because there's a lot less fraud, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to do sampled df. So sampled df equals df.sample. And let's say we want to do a sample of 100, right? So we'll say n equals 100. We'll say weights equal, and then you're going to pass in the sampling weight. Again, this is just creating a value of either 5 or 1, 5 for fraud, 1 for non-fraud, right? And then we'll say random state equals 11, right? And since we're doing a 5-to-1 split, I would hope that these are going to be close to 50-50. And we'll have that over here. And then we'll have sampled df on here. And we have our results. So you can see, again, is fraud, merchant ID, sampling weights. We don't necessarily need to show everything. I'll just put like a head of 5. But what I care more about is the value counts on here, right? I'm going to have to go through 100 things to count these up. So we can just do value counts really simply. So we'll say sample df.value counts. Value counts. And check this out. Sorry, I should say is fraud over here for value counts. So we'll say is fraud, and then we'll do dot value counts. So value counts like this, and we're trying to get close to 50-50, but you can see it is 50-50. And just to show you, like, if we're going to do this without it, and I didn't put this in my sample code, but that's all right. What you'll see over here, let's say sample df no weights, so no weights, and we'll remove the weights on here. And just to show you how this works, right? Not show you how it works, but why we would want to assign in the weights. We'll go over here, sample df no weights. And what you can see over here is when I don't have the weights, right? We have 83 accounts that are not fraud and only 17 that are fraud. And this goes into a concept of balanced datasets, which I do have a video here on the channel talking about it. It's a more of a machine learning concept. But just for you guys that are analysts or jumping into it, the reason why it's important to have a balanced data set. Let's say I had a software that was for fraud detection, right? And looking at this over here, you see that 83 are non-fraud, 17 are fraud. If I classified everything as non-fraud, I would have 83% accuracy. And I could say my software is pretty good. But if our data set was 50-50, I would only have a 50% accuracy, right? Which is about the same as a coin flip. So it's really important that you guys get balanced data sets, and assigning weights is one way that you could do that. I covered that also in that video. So make sure to check that out a little bit later on within your data career, or maybe if you want to watch it after this, if you really want to work with balanced data sets, go check that out. But regardless, what we're going to do now is go over sampling columns. So we showed you how to sample rows, showed you weights and different things like that. Let's jump onto the column side of things. Because there are use cases for that. So we'll say example 6, sampling columns. So sample columns. And then, yeah, let's jump right into it. So first thing we're going to do is create data over here. We're going to use actually a different data set. So I use this data set in, I believe, the null values video. So 3 different bands, who, all them witches, and goose. Different levels that they play, but there's some null values and different things like that. What we're going to do is just create a df2 over here. So we're going to say pd.DataFrame and just pass in our data, right? And what we're going to do, again, is just show you this head really fast. And we'll say df2.head. And again, just to show you on this side of things, we don't have a ton of data in compared to what I just created. But we have a band, for example, the who, right? And they have the number of tickets that they sold each night on tour. For some reason, there was null values, right? They covered it in that video, but necessarily for this video, you don't need to know about it. All them witches, null value here, and then all that. And then goose, we have values for each night that they have played. So what we're going to do now is just sample some columns. So what we'll do on this side of things is add in a new parameter that you have not seen yet. So we'll do a df2.sample. Let's say we want to grab 2 columns. We'll say n equals 2. Now you want to set your axis. So if you want to grab columns, you set axis equal to 1. And then again, how important it is to put in a random state. That way you can reproduce the results. We'll say random state equals 11. And then what you'll see over here is it grabs 2 bands. So it grabbed the who as well as goose, right? So we're grabbing columns. And since we only grabbed 2, grab those 2, and it ignored all of them witches. Now, here's another complexity added to this a little bit. And this is going to be example 7. And this is going to grab both rows and columns, which is pretty cool, right? Don't use this as much. So just to give you that side of things. But if there is ever a case that you need to sample both rows and columns, here's how you do it. So all we're going to do over here is df2.sample. And what we're going to start with is axis 0, which is our rows. So we'll say n equals 2. Set our random state equals 11. And then we're going to sample from that. So sample, we're going to say n equals 2, axis equals 1, and then random state equals 11. And you'll see it grabs the who and goose again, but 2 different rows from it. And you can see it grabs the index of 2 and 3, these bottom 2 over here. And yeah, that is random sampling. So again, just to cover what we did in this video, again, ignore how we generated the data, but it's as simple as just putting n equals 5 if you want an amount of rows, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be 5. If you want to sample 25 rows, you just put 25 there, 20, 20, right? You have that option. Or if you want to grab a percentage, you put fraction equals, and you put the decimal version of a percentage into your data frame. You could also ignore index, which If you're sending out data to, like, let's say a third party, I'd say probably set this ignore index equals to true, so that way they don't know it's randomly sampled. Also, it's cleaner in the output comparative over here. But again, if you want to go back and see your data points, right, maybe you want to have that index on there. Additionally, you could sample with replace, which allows you to show rows multiple times. Showed you how that happened over here. Assigning weights is really important when you have an imbalanced data set. So assign a weight more to something that appears less in your data set. In this example, since we have a little bit less fraud, we assigned a weight of 5 to it, whereas a weight of 1 specifically for non-fraud, since it was 80% of our data set. And lastly, showed you how to sample columns, just set axis equal to 1. And if you want to access rows, if you want to sample both rows and columns, start with your rows and then sample with your columns with this axis equals 1. And that is our video on pandas random sampling. Hey guys, hope you found this video valuable. And if you learned something new, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We're trying our best to upload anywhere from 2 to 3 videos every single week. A few links down below that I think are important for you guys. We have our Discord server, as well as one-on-one mentorships and a few other pandas videos. But if you want to continue the pandas playlist, click right over here.